have been the most famous celebrity of all time, imitated, adored, and revered by fans around the world. But Michael Jackson's conversations with Rabbi Shmuley reveal a man that almost no one knew, so wounded by his father's neglect that all he ached for was love.
I wanted to become such a wonderful performer that I would get love back.
So you thought if you became a great star, very successful, and loved by the world, your father would love you too? So you could change him that way?
I was hoping I could. And I was hoping I could get love from other people, because I needed it real bad, you know.
A guy whose career was world famous, and now he's saying it wasn't because I love music, it wasn't because I love dancing, it was because I'm so lonely.
Rabbi, how did you come to the conclusion that he wasn't sort of, you know, just making up excuses for you too? Oh, I'm this way because my father was mean to me.
He can't fake sincerity. He cried through much of these tapes. He was just gasping for breath at times. I mean, this was a confessional that he had never really undergone.
With surprising honesty, as you've never heard him before, Michael Jackson talks candidly about race. He believes his broad appeal to white fans made him suffer more than any famous black star before him.
You had Belafonte, you had Sammy, you had Nat King Cole. People loved their music, but they didn't get adulation. They didn't get the crying. I was the first one to break the ice, break the mold where white girls, Scottish girls, Irish girls screaming, I'm in love with you, I want to... And that gave a lot of the white press, they didn't like that. And that's why they started the story. He's weird, he's gay, he sleeps in a hyperbaric chamber, he wants to buy the Elephant Man bones. Anything to turn people against me, they tried their hardest.
In addition to accusing the press of racism, Jackson divulges painful stories about the ugly overtones of race that hovered over his family long after he became a superstar.
My mother, she was pulling out of the market, right? It was a block from my house in Encino. She was in her Mercedes, and this white guy in a car screamed out to her, "Go back to Africa, you just like that. It hurt me so much. From stories of my brothers in their Rolls Royces, you know, they get out of the car, lock the door. When they come back to their car, they would find a key. Some guy walked by and would scrape off all the paint.
This was a black man driving it.
A black man driving a Rolls Royce, you know. I just hate anything to do with, because of the color of a person's skin has nothing to do with the content of their character.
What about sunrise?
And despite being one of the most influential entertainers of all time, Jackson says he never understood why he still couldn't catch a break from the press, even when he wrote ballads like Earth Song and focused on making the world a better place.
And I've been an ambassador of goodwill all over the world, spreading this message. Here we do heal the world, children of all nations circling the huge globe. But other singers are singing about sex, and I want to get in a hot tub with you, baby, and rub you all over. And but I get battered in the press as the weirdo. In the press, they wait with knives. Really? Absolutely. They try to shred me apart, because when you're the top-selling artist of all time, the records I've broken, you're the target. I mean, get him down. Get him. You know what I mean?
As he opened up to the rabbi, Jackson could sound narcissistic.
Going to my show is like a religious experience, because you come out, you go in one person, and you come out a different person.
But more often, he sounds anguished and sad. The star who spent his adult life morphing from one look to another actually admits his own face repulses him.
I saw it on the computer. It made me sick when I saw it. Why? It's like a liquor. It looked like, it was horrible. I don't like it. I never like it. That's why I wish I could never be photographed or seen, and I push myself to go to the things that we go to. I just don't want to look old. I hate to see people grow old.
He didn't want to see himself in the mirror with wrinkles. He had a whole thing about getting older. Did he ever talk to you about plastic surgery?
I used to always tell him he had to stop. He swore to me he did, but he didn't.
Jackson also shared with the rabbi some disturbing details about his eating habits, confessing that on his Dangerous tour, his friend Elizabeth Taylor literally had to force him to eat.
I wouldn't eat. She took the spoon and would put it to my mouth. Really? When I get really upset or hurt, I don't eat. I go on a food I just get, till I'm unconscious. Then they started doing it intravenously, you know, because my body breaks down. I won't eat.
And then there were the drugs. Although Shmuley says he never saw Jackson actually taking them, he did tell the Star he was concerned, especially after one doctor complained that Jackson had asked for a dose of drugs that could kill a horse.
He medicated away all his problems. When a man is slowly making his body into a walking pharmacy, it was so obvious. Michael's drugs were primarily an escape from loneliness.
Even back in 2001, Michael Jackson seemed to be drowning in an ocean of despair. In fact, the only thing that seemed to keep him going was his love for children.
Okay, you just try to persevere.
Believing in children, believing in young people, believing that God gave me this for a reason, to help my babies.
Little did he know how soon that belief, and one child in particular, would lead to accusations that this time would forever tarnish his career. Coming up, Michael Jackson's love of children. Where did it come from?
They saved me from my children.
And what the rabbi saw at Neverland.
Did you ever see anything on tour? Did you get the feeling there's something odd here?
When the Michael Jackson Tapes continues.